What's going on, everybody? Welcome into A Milli Mindset, A Milli Method. I am Keith, your host, and today we're going to be doing another Gen Z reaction by Ruben S. Today he's going to be talking about dealing with burnout and negative self-talk. This is really important because he's a college student, so I'm going to really be feeling him with this. Let's see what's up with it.
I don't know if this is just me, but especially with the semester coming to an end, I had set like all these goals and objectives for myself, and I've been looking back
goals
and
is good.
them, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably at like 60%, maybe 65, and it's just making me feel like a bum and total failure, and that I suck and I'm a fraud and I can't get anything done. I'm letting people down. Keeping it a whole beat, I think I'm just like burnt out. Like I've
Let's take a quick little stop here. So I think that Ruben really shows something that is prevalent with Gen Z, which is he's not having the semester that he wanted. 60 to 65% is pretty okay. I know we should be striving for more. We're working with what we got. And for Ruben to say that he had much higher goals than 60 or 65%, already with me, you doing good. If I was his college counselor, I'd be happy that he at least cares this much. I want to highlight how hard he's being on himself. Like this is some pretty like earth-shattering stuff. And I know it can be hard because when you go to college, you're paying a lot of money and a lot of people are riding on you to succeed. But I just hope that he's not really using that to his detriment.
ran out of fuel or stamina for continuing to live at the pace I had set for this semester, and I really need this Thanksgiving break so
who
bad,
you telling, bro?
And like embracing that as opposed to
I was dying for that Thanksgiving break. Not gonna lie.
like I think there's a lot of guilt I've been feeling around like, oh, I'm not allowed to take a break because I'm not doing well enough and I need to do more in order to earn it or to justify why I'm not continuing to grind my ass off like 24/7. And if that sounds somewhat similar to like what might be going on in your brain, I just want to like tell you from the bottom of my heart that, bro, I fundamentally disagree.
Okay.
You don't need to earn your right to exist, bro. Like obviously you don't want to get complacent and be a complete bum, but the idea that you have to be a constant drill sergeant and put your own boot on your neck in order for things to work is just fundamentally untrue.
Okay.
And shout out to the book Positive Intelligence by Shazad Samin, as well as The Happiness
And some
Advantage by
acknowledgement
Sean
here
Court.
for some
I've been trying
literature
to
he's
reread those
reading.
because even though I might conceptually know it to be true, I definitely feel myself like reverting back into those more like caustic or toxic mindsets.
So let's take a minute to talk about the Milli mindset. You don't need to earn your right to exist. And I think that this is extremely important for successful Gen Z. They hear all the chirping that happens about their generation. They understand their generation. They can look to the left and look to the right and see that the desire for success is not the highest. So a lot of them really want to push, well, the ones that want to succeed really want to push themselves to get over that hump. And oftentimes, they're fighting against the way that they came up. They're fighting against an education system that has let them down. They're fighting against adults that have let them down. And when they can only create 60 to 65%, they feel like it's failure, but it's not. Like you're fighting a lot of battles to get to that 65%. And on top of that, you have to fight this mindset. You don't need to earn your right to exist. That's what's on their mind. They think that if they're not cooking, they think if they're not in there working hard, that they're a failure. And that is so tough to fight. That is so tough to fight back, especially when you want to do great.
In addition to that, some other things that I think have been like helping me to like, I don't know, balance out and like not do a backflip off a new house is like maintaining my practices of physical exercise, meditation, and journaling in that order. Because the physical exercise, one, just helps you to quiet your brain, and it also just gets you a little win of like, oh, even if I am a piece of trash, at least I did this difficult thing to start off my day, so I could probably do more. It's like it builds up that momentum. Two, the meditation, somewhat similarly about like stilling the waters of your turbulent mind, giving you some silence in your brain. That's not just you calling yourself a piece of trash the whole time. And then the journaling, again, like getting your thoughts out from just like banging around in this like tin box onto like something where you can look at it and see that you might be tripping a little bit, have all been very helpful.
Hold on. Let's jump ahead. You just hit some gold nuggets there, Ruben. Let's talk about it. He highlighted 3 important qualities that help him recenter himself, which are physical activity, meditation, and journaling. I think that all 3 of these are extremely important to everybody. But where it is specifically important to Gen Z, when they're not with technology, they're in their heads. So I think that these 3 qualities all work to separate the mind from the anxiety. The 3 qualities that Ruben introduced us to are all important to the development of everybody. Physical exercise is pretty straightforward. We ain't got to dive too deep into it. But the second one was meditation. Meditation will take us away from the phones. It takes us away from technology, and it takes us away from all these external factors around us that just lead to negativity and doubt. And then the third one is journaling, which I think is extremely important. I don't think just Gen Z needs to journal. Everybody should journal. If you took just 10 minutes of your day to reflect on the actions of your day, the thoughts of your day, you could actually monitor how well you're doing. Some of us think that we're great and amazing people. But then if you wrote down like, oh, I got into a little scuffle at Starbucks, or I got into a little disagreement at the gym, and then you just reflect and you're turning through the pages, you're like, damn, I argue a lot. I be getting into a lot of arguments. I'm not as nice of a person as I think I am. Or maybe you just keep seeing like, man, I have a lot of negative thoughts all the time. Taking these few minutes to just journal and write down how you're feeling can change your entire life experience completely.
And not being in an environment that I feel has just been imposing this like feeling of like melancholy.
See, external factors
like,
pulling him in.
It gets dark. I keep harping back on this, but it's just such a depressing, like defeating feeling to come out of a lecture that you honestly hated just for it to be 4 p.m. and be pitch black and you have to get hit with that
East
freaking
Coast,
disgusting
bro.
like wind tunnel to walk back to your dorm. But I'm going to be back in 70 degrees sunny Florida and also Philadelphia with a homie of mine. And I think that those are all going to be like very, very rejuvenating to my spirit type beat. I think like the last message I'd like to leave on is just like, bro, it's going to get better. Like it can't always be night. But yeah, hopefully if you resonated, this is somewhat helpful. Follow for more content.
Hey,
I don't know
my
if this
boy.
is just me, but especially
Ruben, let's go. Ruben, this was an amazing video coming from your Gen Z unk, self-proclaimed. But I think that this is amazing. I think that you are doing such a great job, a better job than you may even know. You know, I don't want you to be too hard on yourself for a 65% right now. I'm a college counselor. So if I was your counselor and you look like you could be one of my students, I'd be happy that you even think this way. I'm glad that you're sitting down and you're trying to spread a positive message to, you know, your generation and other people that may feel the same way. And I know a lot of them do. So I think that it's great that you have found these outlets that you're using to recenter yourself. And I love the positive mindset. I know that a lot of the things you were saying were accompanied by the dark mindset that is present with everybody in your generation, not just your generation, everybody now. Hey, it's dark times, bro. I'm telling you, for real. But you know, you understand like, hey, it can't always be dark. It can't always be nighttime. And, you know, you're seeing that you can go other places and you're seeing that you can escape, not just from the physical plane, but you can escape in your mind and you can escape in your soul. Ruben, I think this is amazing, bro. And I hope that you are just as powerful of a message as you have just put out on the internet. I hope you're doing that on campus too, bro. People need to not just see it online. Your generation needs to see it in person. And I could tell you have great leadership skills, and I just want you to keep working on them. Keep doing your thing, Ruben. And for anybody that watched the video, please write in the comments. Who knows, Ruben might watch this. Let him know what you think, or let me know what you think about what he said. So, Ruben, again, thank you. And everybody, I'll see y'all later. Peace.